take a moment to really highlight a couple of things because we still have a lot of the same struggles that Dr. King was fighting on during that time. My family marched with King and was very active, involved with Dr. King. And as we said in the proclamation, voting rights, open housing, affirmative action, economic justice, criminal justice were all issues that he was fighting in the segregated South. Growing up in a household that was in the movement with Dr. King, my father was a part of Operation Breadbasket, the economic side of Dr. King. It really put emphasis on kind of who I am. And I decided once I went to Grambling State University and he had went to a Black college that I would dedicate my celebration of King with action. And I've been very active in the voting rights issues. We are still fighting on the voting rights issues today. I had the honor of speaking at the 50th anniversary of Dr. King anniversary, and we were talking about how to make voting rights permanent. And I came up with a voter bill of rights. We got 100,000 signatures to try to get it on the ballot. And today we're still fighting for the John Lewis Act. And I want to say that I'm calling for that act to be passed immediately by the president and the Congress if we really are about Dr. King. I also want to say that Dr. King was not popular. So young people that are watching, sometimes we water Dr. King down and feel like everybody loved Dr. King. Dr. King was an agitator. Dr. King was shaking it up. The law was putting Dr. King in jail. Elected officials had laws that were putting people in jail. And Dr. King, they challenged the laws. The busing situation, Dr. King was fighting for us to be able to ride the bus equally. So a lot of those things that Dr. King's about is really in my DNA. And that's why I focus my whole career, not just at Hamilton County Commission, but everything from Grambling State University to today, to commit to shaking it up, sometimes not being popular, because the only way we can make change is sometimes we have to challenge the system and change the system. And so I think the work that we've been able to do here with the 513 relief bus, Dr. King would be happy, even though we still have people that's got to get out of that pipeline, but we helped a lot of people. We're still going to help. But to have a bus going out and really helping the needy, the Black Music Walk of Fame, being inclusive on the banks, that's 198 acres where African Americans came over for freedom. But when you went all the way through it, there was no African American besides the Freedom Center that's highlighted. We now are going to have a Black Music Walk of Fame, challenging the numbers at the county and the city and the state of inclusion, because we collect diverse taxes. So diverse tax people should be able to participate. And so that's why when we challenge and say, wait a minute, $16 million and we only spent $1,400 with minority businesses, that has to be challenged. Dr. King would have challenged that. And that would have been under his Operation Breadbasket, and certainly the workers. And I know all of us have been speaking up for the workers. Dr. King died going with the workers, the blue collar workers, the street sweepers, and those who pick up the trash every day. So that's where I come from. And Dr. King was not popular when he was alive, but he was right and going in the right direction. And I would hope that everyone in their own capacity, as we're given the speeches of the dream, that we begin to take the action of the dream. And as you mentioned today, one of those actions in looking at inclusion within our department, which we certainly had a motion last year and the numbers were not good. And today, being able to appoint someone who comes from the community, came up out of the community, an African-American male making history is certainly a step in the right direction. So just wanted to highlight those things, because sometimes when we get people die, they're very popular, but when they're alive, people say they're troublemakers, they're agitators, and they're people that shake it up. But thank God Dr. King shook it up so that we could be sitting up here. But now my responsibility is not for me to get my nameplate to change. My responsibility is use this position to make sure that we help everybody have an equal shot at the American dream. Thank you.